We're gonna start siding my DIY pole barn today. Now, fiber cement and LP trim, board and batten style, and it's all next on HomeProHero. I'm building a DIY pole barn pretty much by myself here on my property. In this video, we're installing fiber cement and LP trim. It's gonna give us a great looking board and batten siding. There's 6 other videos before we got to this point. If you haven't had a chance to look at those, make sure you go back and look at them after this video is over. Most pole barns are sided with steel. It's cheap, it's effective, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But on my pole barn, we're going to the next level. Fiber cement, LP trim, nobody does this on a pole barn, right? We built my house about 7 years ago. I haven't had a problem with the trim whatsoever. And they did some pretty unique things that I plan on showing you on this barn build. I want the barn to match my house. The same colors. You can't get steel in the exact same color. And being close isn't good enough. That means clean lines, tough materials, and a big boost to my curb appeal. Everything's gonna match. It's gonna look great from the street. The downside, it's gonna take me a little time. It's not as easy as steel. I'd sacrifice DIY labor for better quality materials any day of the week. Stick around to the end. I'll let you know how much this stuff costs compared to steel and how long it took. This stuff's heavy. It's gonna be challenging, and I've never done it before. With all that said, let's get to work. Fiber cement comes in panels. You can get it in like 16 inches, or you can get it in full panels. I'm a genius, I went with full panels. It's cheaper, right? Super heavy. It has a great wood grain to it, along with my smart trim, which is 1x3. That's gonna give us that board and batten look that's so desirable. We're going to, first of all, start on this wall for a couple different reasons. One, it's a pretty straight shot, I can get used to material. But 2 is, the 10-foot sheet will cover from top to bottom of this side. I'll put these 2x4s in. It's kind of like a ledger to sit the panels on. Hanging about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch lower than my OSB, so there's no water that can actually come up. I marked the center line from each end. That's where my panels, my first 2 panels will butt. Panels are 4 foot wide. We're going 16-inch center battens. So each panel will essentially get 4 battens. One will cover the seam. Then there'll be 16-inch here, 16-inch here, and then the next one will actually cover the seam from the next panel. The fiber cement is going to touch the bottom of the 2x10 up there. We'll simply caulk that line. That way the bottom of my panel still has the original factory primer that's required. We're gonna make sure I'm safe on this one. I'm gonna mask up, and I got my goggles. Let's go cut that first panel, see how difficult this is gonna be. We're gonna use my good friend, Craig's Grit Cut. Look at this stuff. No steel here, right? All prepped, got all the tools over here. Couple new tool alerts real quick. One, not really my tool, it's a buddy's. It's a roofing nailer. And then also I got this level on Amazon. It actually has a tone for plumbness. Links to both tools in the description. This thing's gonna weigh a ton, I just know it. Whew. I had a heck of a time just getting it up on a sawhorse. Gonna be a long day. Hope I got the energy. But with that said, looks great coming across the top. I like it. Now we just gotta find center without making this thing fall off. There she is, right there. Oh, that ain't worth messing with. Gotta stay 3/4 of an inch off the seam. Safety first, especially on this project. So spacing on the nails, 6 to 8 inches. I think they prefer the 6 inches on the edges, the 8 inches in the center. So this little jig should get me 16 on center both ways, simply by using the nail, boop, and then lining my gun up. I got like 2.5 inches to play with, so if I'm off a little bit, I'm off a little bit. It seems to be easy to me. We'll see. Keep our fingers crossed, right? It's gonna make this side of the barn, well, all sides of the barn, bulletproof. You'll never see the nails when the battens cover them anyways. First one up, $1 billion to go. Oh, not as bad as the first one. On the ledge, butt up. Push it up against. That'll hold it for now. 89.95. No spacing in between panels is needed either. Yeah, steel probably would have been easier to install, but once again, what are you looking for in a barn? Don't get me wrong, it's definitely more expensive, but the old saying, you pay for what you get. If price wasn't an option, let me know in the comments if you would go steel here or fiber cement. How you look? Look all right down there? Looks good here. Yeah, you're fine. Perfect. So when it comes to the corners, we just don't want to overhang the next section over here because we're putting 1x6 here and here. So being short here is a good thing, not a bad thing. Got it. The side skinned. Whew. So I'm cutting battens. I've already got 21 of them already cut over here. All I do is butt that up to the bottom block, use the template, copy it, and then use my little handsaw. Perfect. So I went off to crack both sides, 1.25 inches, and that's where this first one's gonna line up. Like that. 90. Boom. Prime side down, cut side up. So then the next batten's even easier because we know this one's level. This is 13.5 inches, right? We're going 16 on the center. You subtract 1 full width of the batten, which is 2.5. That puts me at 13.5. Then nail it. Boom. And then I should better ride the block all the way up. What do you think? You like it? It look good? Let's see if the level likes it. Didn't do anything, right on the money. Cool. Should work great. We'll check level every once in a while. First wall is always the hardest, and plus that's the longest and tallest. So it gets easier from this point on. At least I hope so, but it's gonna take some time. We're moving to the other straight short wall. Same way as the other side. I put the nailer at the bottom. I'll put my center mark on the building. We'll start with full panels. I think it's 4 full panels, and then there's 2 slices on each end. Same process, same nailer. At least the good thing is that these are shorter. They'll be a lot lighter. Nice and clean across the top. Bottom looks fine too, so pretty happy with it. Put our fancy level on there, right there. Same process, I'll speed it up. We're gonna start center, but we'll have to put additional pieces up top. I wanna show you that in detail because there is a little trick to that. You gotta add some flashing, you gotta have a gap. Now I got this, I don't know what this stuff's called. It's basically the thickness of the panel. Just sits on top of the panel and then we nail it. And then we continue with our sheets. I think we gotta have an 1/8 of an inch gap. And then I'll go ahead and continue on up with my other pieces. And then the batten was right over the top. Just got a couple of scraps I got from a previous cut. That will give us our spacing. So use that spacing block on, make it on the flat. You want this to kind of cosmetic, oh, perfect. Okay, let's remember that you're not trying to be perfect here, just for the fact that we're putting 1x6 up there against that rafter. Should look pretty clean, especially when I caulk it and pin it all up. Watch how nice these corners come together, super nice. So I've already ripped it down. The rip's in, prime side's down, right? That means cuts up and cuts in, very important. Nice and flush with the siding. Pretty good right there. Pretty good right there. And the reason why I ripped it down, because if you add the 3/4 inch here, that gives you 5.5 this way and 5.5 that way. Cosmetically, it looks good. Make sure it lines up with it. Like that. Go ahead and nail into the other board. I only missed one down there, that's not too bad. What do you think? That corner looked pretty good? A little bit of caulk right here, you'll never know, it looked like grain. But you can see how it's gonna tie in. There's just a little bit of a lip on the rafter here. So I should better caulk that and then paint it. Should look great. Yeah, not too bad. Nothing you can see on camera, right? Let's get some battens, 17.5-degree angles at the top, straight cut at the bottom. Oh, I don't know what's worse. Cutting these things or carrying them? I think it's carrying them. Holy smokes, these 10-footers weigh a ton. So worth it. Covers a lot of square feet. Carrying 4 of those sucks. But look how high they go. Makes the top easier. So all I'm doing is button this board, cut side in, prime side down, right? Like that. And then the other 1x6 will actually cover the cut side of this 1x6 and also the exposed end of the rafter up there. We'll have a little bit of a caulk seam in there, nothing major. Good enough for now, 3 nails. That's actually really good. Boom. Just make sure it's nice and flush with this one. You're never gonna see a crack once I caulk it all. Boom. Look how nice this corner looks. I got a little gap there. The beautiful part about that is I can put a little piece of trim in there and then caulk it up. It'll look great. I'll show you when I'm done painting it. We'll just splice it in the middle because it's going to take longer than 16 feet, and that's what these boards are. And you can see how the top turned out. So we'll caulk in behind there and we'll paint the exposed rafters, and all this gets painted white all the way down. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the board and batten, the way I'm doing it, the style I'm doing it with the fiber cement board and the LP trim. I really like it. That is going to last forever. If you like this, you ought to subscribe to the HomeProhero Insider. I provide email newsletters of all my different thoughts on products. I think I got over 1,000 members already. It's totally free to you. Woo! It's humid, but it looks great. So what do you think? You like it? Good balance on both sides. The seam looks great. It's gonna look really good when it's painted. You won't even notice it actually. No joke now. Let's put these on the garage door. This is my final product. I think $55 a board here. Can't make a mistake here. Pretty easy. I need 84. Hope it fits. I really hope it fits. It's expensive. Ah, yeah, there we go. Ooh, she's a little sloppy. Nope, she's tight. I told you it was next level, right? No one does this for the pole barns, but this will look great. So make sure it's nice and flush on the back side. We want this sticking out. What, 5/10? Not even that. Look, I had to bring you back. I put 2 screws in the middle, right on the money. I like that level. Same thing with the side. Let's move on to this garage door area. Now I got it framed out. It's pretty simple. We're gonna go with concrete board, fiber cement board on both sides, and 1 sheet across the top. I might be able to get all of it with 1 sheet. I hope so. We there? Look all right. You see the cedar right here? A little bit of a lip that gets caulked. Everything's nice and clean. It's sturdy too. Thing's built like a tank. Took me about an hour and a half by the time I got all the tools out here set up and stuff. And so an hour and a half to really knock out that one little part. Took a little while. It's gonna be super hot today. I'm out early. It's like 7:30. We're gonna work till about noon. Once that sun gets over these trees and it bears down on this front side of this barn, it's too hot to work. Honestly, no one said it was gonna be easy. It's pretty tough. That's a lot of cutting. People like to criticize some of the methods I'm using. This is a barn, not a home. We're gonna use 1x6. We're gonna frame the insides of here, just enough to get us a perimeter, and then we'll use the same 1x6 on the outside. The windows aren't your traditional windows, they're vinyl. I've used them in my screened-in porch, and I love them. They've been there for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've shown no issues at all with the way I trim these out, and it's actually the way it's recommended. I made a jig, just offsets these 5/8 of an inch. I'll eyeball the top, knowing what I need up there on both sides. There's one. Let's just do the bottom real quick. Offset, pull it tight, right there. Just tacking right now, no big deal. See the offset? We'll have that same offset all the way around. We'll caulk that. This is all primed all the way around, and then the window will actually, the flange will fit inside here, and we'll use silicone. Now the easy part, put this up here like that. 1 inch right there, so it should be good on that side. How's it look to you? Does that side look balanced? Close enough? Yeah, it looks good. Good job. Put the bottom on, same process. So we're using the exact same process, not only on that window, but also the windows upstairs. Pretty simple. Just takes a little time, but it looks great. Hey, if you like this kind of content and you like to improve the value of your home, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my latest video. We're gonna skin the entire front and above the door also. And then also hit the man door trim as much as possible. I don't have the man door yet, but long story short, get that ready before all I gotta do is put the trim boards on. I'm gonna try and get all this done today. It's super, super hot, but if I can get it done in 4 hours, I'll beat the heat of the afternoon, kind of early in the morning, so it's cool over here at this time. Well, cooler. I'm about done with siding, literally. Can't stand it anymore. It's a pain. Not hard, it's just a lot of work, especially by one person. But you know, at the end of the day, it's my barn. I know I'm doing it right, and it's gonna look great. Line this up to the top here. We'll start with this part around the garage opening. It's easiest. I like the reveal. Well, day 100, you know it's been a long project. When your wife tells you that she's found these in my pockets over the last 2 weeks or so, I was wondering what happened to all of them. So I have good news and bad news. Good news is the front's done. It played real nice. Couple small issues. Did have a little issue above the garage door where the battens came down, but I tied it in with having the header just overextend to give me some nice reveals on the top part of the header and the bottom part of the header. Okay, roof cam. It's not as bad as I thought it would be up here. I got my tennis shoes on, but I'm gonna go ahead and measure all the siding, all the cement board first. And then I'll come back up and I'll measure for all my 1x6 and all my 1x3 interior trim that I'm gonna use for those windows. Same process as downstairs. Shouldn't have put the house wrap on. Regret doing that up here. There's not a whole lot of protection. The header's above it, so there's no need for it there. I may end up just pulling it off. Looks like crap. A 6-inch piece of fiber cement up here, 6-inch down there. Everything's coming off the header because we know the header's, you know, level. So all we're gonna do is just line up this one down here, and then we'll use the cheat sheet down there to get it perfect off the header. Cheat sheet, right there. Okay, I got some mark 16 on center, and then I'll be able to nail the rest of that. There's my 16. Eyeball it. Let's measure. Let me get the rest of this all skinned. I'll bring you back. All right, I got the skin on. I think I'm ready for trim. Makes me happy. Look at that. What do you think? Detail? Lots of detail. So we have to wrap this before we get to the post. So I've already got my OSB wrapped all the way around it. We're gonna go, I think we're gonna go ahead and go with the 3/4 inch smart trim, have a little bit of reveal here, wrap it, the inside, and then the post will actually button to the bottom with a small reveal too. about killed me. But the good news is, it's done. There's a couple things I'd probably do different if I had to do it again. As much as I love the cement fiberboard, I'd probably go LP panels, and I'd go non-grain. One, a heck of a lot lighter, but two, the grain on the fiber cement panels actually prevented me from using a lot of the waste because I had to have my grain going vertical. The big question is, how much did it cost? I'm all in for $5,800. Took me just over 32 hours to complete it from start to finish. A little salty? No, not really. Believe it or not, I reached out to the pro, Daryl, the same one that put my posts in and did my metal roof. Just under $400 an hour in savings. Well worth it. And I have a superior product. I got the windows and the doors now ordered. I got concrete coming. Can't wait to put a floor in the building, see how this is all gonna turn out. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.